Good morning. In the earlier lecture, we discussed Compton effect. It was a big article. It took 3 lectures. After that, there is a small article of 10 to 12 minutes. Let us move for this. De Broglie wave. Let us see what is this de Broglie wave. In the earlier article, we found momentum of photon. Momentum of photon is found by using a relativistic motion. Photon is moving with velocity of light, and therefore the motion of photon is relativistic. Total energy of this photon is given by E is equal to h nu, or this is nothing but m0 square c to the power 4 plus p square c square inside the square root. m0 rest mass of photon, c velocity of light, p square c square inside the square root, kinetic energy of the photon. But what is the rest mass of photon? Rest mass of photon is 0. m0 is 0. As m0 is 0, first term will become 0. For photon, rest mass m0 is 0, and therefore first term in the square root will be 0, and we will have this further as that is h nu is equal to pc, and from this equation we can write p is equal to h nu divided by c, equation number 1. So we find that momentum of a photon is given by the equation p is equal to h nu by c. What is nu by c? We know c is equal to nu lambda, and therefore nu by c is equal to 1 divided by lambda. Let us substitute this value of nu by c in equation 1 so that we may get p is equal to h divided by lambda, equation number 2. Or we may further write lambda is equal to h divided by p, equation number 3. So wavelength lambda of the photon can be found using equation 3. Lambda is equal to h divided by p. H is the Planck's constant, p is momentum of the photon. So this lambda is h divided by p. Now, de Broglie, the physicist, he thought that the nature is symmetric. He thought that the nature is symmetric, and therefore intuitively he expected that this relation should be true for any other particle. Let me explain how the nature is symmetric. Light, dark, positron, electron, when both brought together, neutral reaction will take place. Proton, neutron, mesons, pi mesons, matter, antimatter in the universe. If matter is present, antimatter is also present. So the nature is symmetrical. It is symmetric in all senses. In all respect, it is symmetric. If the nature shows wavelength lambda for a photon, de Broglie thought that it is also possible to get wavelength of any moving particle. We have considered photon as a particle, but rest mass of photon is taken as 0. We have many other particles which are moving with velocities compatible with velocity of light, but whose rest mass is not 0. For example, electron. Electron can move with the velocity of about 10 to the power 5 meter per second. Of course, this velocity is too small as compared to velocity of light, but this velocity is too large. 10 to the power 5 meter per second, this velocity is too large. And therefore, just similar to the photon, de Broglie thought that electron must have certain wavelength when it is in motion. Wave has particle nature. Wave has particle nature. The converse is also true. Particle should have wave nature. Photon considered as particle, and this photon has wave nature, which is clear from this equation, and this equation. Nu corresponding to frequency of a wave. This momentum of photon is given in terms of frequency. Momentum of photon is given in terms of wavelength. It means that when photon is in motion, it is behaving like a wave, or a wave is associated with the photon. Just similar to this, whenever any particle is moving, a wave is always associated with the photon. This was the natural intuitive of de Broglie, and therefore he applied the same relation to material particles like electron, proton, neutron, which are accelerated to higher and higher velocities. Let us consider any such particle of mass m and moving with velocity v, where this velocity v is taken to be large. Then momentum of this particle is given by p is equal to m into v. When this particle is in motion, some wavelength is associated with this particle. We call that wavelength as de Broglie wavelength, and de Broglie wavelength of this particle is given by lambda is equal to h divided by mv, equation number 4. According to de Broglie, every particle in motion should behave as a wave with wavelength lambda is equal to h divided by mv, where this m is the mass of the particle in motion, which is given by m is equal to m0 divided by 1 minus v square by c square inside the square root. m0 is rest mass of this particle in motion, and m0 is rest mass of this particle. Mass of the particle when it is at rest, when it is stationary. But when the particle moves with velocity v, its mass becomes m. Mass is not absolute, mass is relative. We have studied this in relativity, and therefore the relative mass of the particle which is moving with velocity v is given by m is equal to m0 divided by square root of 1 minus v square by c square. This is becoming larger and larger as this velocity v is accelerated for higher and higher values. It means that this m is increasing. If v is increased, m is increasing, it means that the momentum p is increasing, h is constant, wavelength lambda is decreasing. It means that the wavelength of the wave associated with a mass in motion is very, very small. This is because momentum of the mass is large. As momentum of the mass is very, very large, with increasing the velocity v, the mass m is also increasing, that is consequently increasing the momentum, decreasing the wavelength of the wave associated with the moving body. Many experiments were performed. Experiments were performed to show electromagnetic wave nature of X-ray. X-ray, as investigated by Einstein in photoelectric effect, travel in the form of photons, in the form of particles. And therefore, to investigate wave nature of X-ray, various experiments were performed, and it was shown that the X-ray photons behave, or the X-ray photons have shown electromagnetic wave nature. Similarly, some experiments were performed on electron, and it was shown that electron has certain wavelength lambda according to equation 4 when it is moving with certain velocity, of course with higher and higher velocity. Before going to do these experiments and study the wavelength of the wave associated with the moving particles, with the moving bodies, it is very essential to know the behavior and nature of the wave associated with the moving bodies, with the moving particles. We are going to study these things in the next article. So this is according to de Broglie. De Broglie suggested that matter, the nature is, the universe is symmetrical. Matter, for matter, antimatter is there. For darkness, light is there. For positron, electron is there. Just similar to that, if a wave is showing particle nature, every particle in motion, just similar to the X-ray photon in the last article, Compton effect, any other material particle in motion should show certain wavelength lambda given by equation 4. And this intuition of de Broglie was correct, because it was observed in many experiments. This intuition of de Broglie was supported by many experiments. Before going to talk about these experiments, we are interested first in studying what is the behavior and what is the nature of the wave associated with a moving body or with a moving particle. This is about the de Broglie wave, which are the matter waves. De Broglie waves are also known as matter waves, meaning that whenever a matter is in motion, A wave is associated with wavelength of that wave is the wavelength lambda given by equation 4. So de Broglie hypothesis is about the matter waves, which is discussed in this article. In the next article, we are going to talk about nature of the wave associated with the particles or masses which are in motion. Till then, we shall stop. Thank you.